Welcome to the Hot Rod Hangout Podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Ashley.
And tonight is a very special episode. Bucket list car, dream car.
Yep.
Definitely about 5 or 10 years earlier than I thought I'd get there. So if anybody hasn't watched the YouTube video, you should go watch it. But we got to bring home a 1962 Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Heck yeah.
Last Wednesday?
Wednesday, I think.
Wednesday.
Yep. Because Thursday we put up the episode, so it was Wednesday.
Yep. So I alluded to the fact that there may be another car coming home on that episode. Well, not only did we go look at it, we went and brought it home.
Yep.
So.
And kind of made a friend out of the deal, so.
We did. Inside joke, but Alex, make sure you go check out his channel for the How to Lose $10,000 and Meet a Cool Friend. Really appreciate you, Alex. Don't know if you listen to the podcast yet or if you've made it this far, but really appreciate you, giving me the opportunity to kind of push that car over the line. Yep. I was making myself not a very happy person for a little while. Just stress, and it's kind of making myself sick. Thinking about building the Model A into a car that would represent my personality at West Coast Customs Cruise-In Nationals 2026 for the build-off. I had the Model A, and that was kind of what we were going to do. But every time I thought about how I was going to accomplish that, it literally made me want to throw up. The Model A was never supposed to be a custom. It was my version. Yes, it's going to be custom, but custom and custom with a K for West Coast is completely different. Would I have been gangster enough to drive that joker across the country shooting flames and an inch and a half off the ground?
Well, of course.
Yes, I would have. Would I had no clothes when I got there?
Probably
Absolutely. I would have had to, or we would have had to box up merch and send it.
Yeah.
Unless other people go with us. But I also do understand that we have a unique ability to be able to take off that much time of work.
Yeah.
I can't take off any other time till then, but I have the ability to be able to save up and an understanding work. I hope. This hasn't been confirmed yet, so hopefully they're like, yeah, take 2 weeks off, no problem. Because we're going to leave Friday after I get off of work, and we won't be back until the following 2 weeks, Monday.
Yep.
So there's going to be 2 solid weeks. Luckily, Memorial Day is in the middle, so It's really only 9 work days.
Yeah.
But I was trying to figure out, how do I make a metal interior look like it isn't just sheet metal.
Yeah.
Which that car is going to get bead rolls and stuff like that. So there was going to be some flair in the sheet metal. It just wasn't going to be what I picture a West Coast custom build-off car being.
Yeah. And that was always going to be we use what we got out of the box. Totally
that car
off the wall.
That car, when it first came here, I said I was going to try to break the internet with it. I'm doing stuff that no one does. Figuring out why nobody uses a 4-door platform. Figures out why nobody does the suspension the way that I'm doing it. Lessons learned, but we're slowly getting there, and there was some hiccups along the way, and most of those hiccups was because I let it get out of what I wanted.
Yeah.
So here I was going to try to do that again, except for I was going to do it to myself this time. I didn't have outside influences. I was just going to do it.
Yeah.
But there's a certain 60 Cadillac Coupe de Ville that has popped up. And I was like, damn, that's clean. But I always said, and since I was knee-high to a turkey decoy, I was going to have a big body Cadillac. I've mentioned it on here. I've mentioned it to people. I kind of use it as anyone that's wanting to get into it, kind of get that out of your head. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be your first car unless you just have a giant bankroll.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the midlife cruiser that you're going to have.
And I always said, like, oh, I'm 5-10 years out, 5-10 years out, 5-10 years out. I'll trade my way up to it, or I'll sell some stuff and I'll get to it. But I was given an opportunity, and we went down and looked at the car. It is currently like matte black, flat black, hot rod black, whatever you want to call it, with a red roof. It still has the factory 15-inch wheels. I did get a good set of factory hubcaps. Still deciding what wheel choice, whether it's going to stay on those with a little bit of pizzazz, whether it's going to get a set of 20s. You know, I like big wheels, so that's...
But those hubcaps are in really good condition.
Yeah, those hubcaps are really good, and if the plan that I have for doing, if we keep those wheels, it would look good with it.
Yeah.
LS 4L60. No, I'm not putting an 80 in it. It's not going to be a big power motor at this time anyway. Down the road, if other plans come about, maybe I'll put an 80 in it. But for right now, it's going to have the same motor and trans that was in my Silverado.
Yep.
I know the mileage that I got with the Silverado, which was on 35s, lifted, four-wheel drive, and I drove the dog snot out of it because I like the exhaust. I like the way the exhaust sounded. I got like 15 to 16 out of it. The Caddy is about 500 pounds, I would say, stock to stock. So we're probably in the neighborhood of 5 to 1,000 pounds lighter. But we're also adding air ride.
Yeah.
We're also adding extra weight to it. So what we saved by taking the 390 out and the Jetaway trans, we'll get ate up by added accessories that a Caddy didn't come with. Not going to be a big audio build. But there definitely will be more than one speaker in the whole car.
Yeah, not just the little one in the in the dash. What was it in the dash?
Yeah, it's in the dash. But Bluetooth radio, a little bit of speakers. It's going to be an AC car. Never had a hot rod with AC, so that's pretty cool. You know, I'm not eating the trunk up with stuff, so. You know, we'll be able to throw a merch bag or box of merch in the back.
Yep.
You know, it's got a back seat. It's a 2-door, but it does have a back seat. And Cadillac figured out how to do the seats correctly where both front seats can actually lean forward at the same time. Anyone that knows 50 Chevrolets, they can't. You have to pick which side of the seat you want to lean forward because they overlap each other in the middle. Cadillac doesn't, which is, I was shocked.
But boy, are those seats comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
I had never sat in a Caddy before, so when I sat in, I was like, oh.
So instead of us being on like 2-inch thick inserts on a metal bomber seat with a chop top and a transmission sitting right next to us, with roughly a 12 mile per gallon motor that I'm hoping for, probably closer to 8 or 9.
Dealing with the bullshit would be on high levels.
Yeah, chopped, chopped, channeled. That Model A is a grunge hot rod. Mm-hmm. That's what it's in my head. That's what it's going to continue to be. And that's why I was so twisted about it. The Cadillac, it's going to have LS, overdrive, Holly. It's not going to be, I'm not going to go set no land speed records. It's going to be a low cruiser. It sits on the ground already on shop air. So I have to finish up the wiring, or have to install the wiring and the air management. I'm hoping that most of the factory wiring is intact for the power windows and all that stuff. Not doing any drastic body modifications, but some of the trim will stay, some of the trim will leave, some of the holes will get filled. The body itself is pretty solid as it sits. When we start stripping it down, we may find some stuff that black paint's hiding. But currently, it looks like it's a pretty solid candidate. The bottom side looks pretty good.
I feel like we've kind of rubbed all over the car to kind of have a feel for...
Yeah, but remember when we brought the Model A home, didn't look like there was any rot. And as soon as we started taking stuff off and taking paint off, we found a lot of hidden gems.
You did get a chance to look underneath of it, and it looked
I did.
Good.
So...
Because we actually went when it was light outside.
We started when it was light.
Yeah, we didn't leave until, what, I don't even remember.
It was about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Which is when we thought we were going to get home.
Yes.
So yeah, we did that, and
overall good adventure. Nice little after work drive.
Yeah, went down, like I said, super cool family. And again, appreciate him trusting me to kind of finish the car.
Yep.
It's not going to be black. Roof's not going to be red. Interior's not going to be stock. Other than that, you'll have to come see it.
Yep.
Tentative plans for that car, if you want to see it in person. Tentative plans, it will be running and driving, looking pretty much like it does right now, for the Sunshine State Showdown at the Lake County Fair, Fairgrounds, September 6th. And I hope to have it in primer for January 3rd, the Hangout, Big Daddy Don Garlitz. Definitely want to come check that show out, not just because it's ours. Might be a little biased, but band, pinups,
food, cool cars,
speed rollers. I'm going to be there. Don't let that distract you. Ashley will be there.
Yeah.
We all know that's who you want to come see anyway. Ain't nobody going to see my ugly mug.
Oh, stop it.
Y'all just want to come see the Caddy, the Model A. And
Model
A might make an appearance. Just static. I'm going to weld the rear end back in it. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
That car is on hold. I have not hit the lottery. Therefore, buying this Cadillac has put a screeching halt on the Model A.
Just a little bit.
for some reasons, people that don't know, we have a 22 by 20 carport. Mm-hmm. That is the only space we have to work on stuff.
Yeah.
And for anybody that's not familiar with a 62 Cadillac, it is 20 foot long.
Yeah.
So
it just
barely fits in the concrete.
You can barely fit a leg between the back of the bumper and the door.
Funny jokes. We learned a lot unloading that car.
Yep.
Ashley's definitely dead game for cars. But did you die?
Nope. It was I'm taking it as a good sign, because not only that, but also when you were handed the keys, on that keychain was a CNC cutout of a caddy, the caddy. So, and so did Michelangelo. And
So
Michelangelo, Michelangelo has given us many, many good memories. Also hurt me, but many, many good memories. So this car's already off to a great start.
And speaking of Michelangelo.
Yes. Drum roll.
Michelangelo is officially for sale.
Yep.
3 different options. If you want just the car, come bring me $7,500. If you want the car and the small block and the turbo 350, $85 or best offer. If you want to fly in, rent a U-Haul truck and tow that joker home, I got a trailer that it fits on. Give me $9,000 and I'll give you the title for the trailer, the car, and we'll load the motor and trans in the back of the pickup truck and you can haul ass back to wherever you come from. Also, the Road Glide that was on the YouTube channel, that is for sale for $4,500 or best offer. It's a good running. Started life as an 88. Got a little bit of cam, got a little bit of head work. Big ass Mikuni carburetor, 2-into-1 exhaust. Me and Ashley did a Road Glide conversion on it. It started life as an Electric Glide Standard.
That was our first garage adventure together.
That was me and Ashley's first project together, was swapping that over. That one's going to hurt, so I would prefer if that one went somewhere far away.
Yep.
I've owned the bike since 2009, so that one's got a little bit of history. But, I just don't ride it as much.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want to say about Florida drivers, but it's all y'all people that are moving here that can't drive. And, we live where people retire. So some of those people probably shouldn't have driver's license, and they still do.
Yeah.
And cellular devices are popular, and, it seems like you're dodging more cars than you're getting to enjoy the ride. So somebody needs to enjoy that bike. That bike was kind of ahead of its time. Obviously now the new bikes have come out and there's more power, but that bike was really, like, the guy that built the bike prior to me getting it, built it to piss people off. It was a bagger that was actually fast. All blacked out before, everybody was doing chrome. That bike's all blacked out. And then black stuff became the thing. And I still had it's a performance bagger, and nobody did performance. And now those guys are getting ridiculous with performance.
Yeah.
And then the new bikes, I think before we did the swap, I went and rode one of the 114s, and it was pretty close right out of the box.
Yeah.
So it's no longer the performance bagger it was. But for a really good, awesome bike, it's a bike that Harley didn't build because it's a Road Glide with a carburetor. Yeah. 2-into-1. It still runs good, still sounds good. I really love the bike. But, we're not using it, and that money could go somewhere else. So, I think that's all we have for sale anymore because we sold the scooter.
Yes, we did.
Sold the groundhog.
We'll have little things popping up on Marketplace, like the valve covers and the...
Yeah, I got some... if you need some parts for a small block Chevrolet, get with me. It's all brand new stuff.
Yeah.
That was bought for Envy, the Model A, and just either wasn't going to work for what I was trying for, or just isn't going to work for the way it is. Yeah. I have a brand new black fuel pump, mechanical pump, that just wouldn't feed enough fuel for 2 500 CFM carburetors on top of a tunnel ram. Would have fit real good with the big 98s, but somebody had to have big carburetors. So, got a water pump out there.
Yeah.
If you're just looking for a good small block Chevrolet and a turbo 350, get with me. If you have a 20 or 24 foot flatbed trailer and you really just want a 16-foot trailer, get with me and we'll figure out how much money I need to give your way or whatever. But that's definitely a thing. Also, anyone that is local to us, I guess we can run into what we need for the show.
Yeah.
Anyone that is local to us, if you own or work for somebody that sells flatbed trailers, and you would like to advertise your business free of charge or sort of free of charge, and you would allow us to park your trailer at Big Daddy Don Garlett's, you can drop it off. I won't touch it. Yeah. Or I can come pick it up. However, we need to work it out. We're just going to use it as a stage for awards, the pinup show, probably the band, stuff like that. If you're willing to do that, get with me. Get with Ashley. Shoot us a message. We're looking for that. Also, if you have a small business, car-related, not car-related, whatever it is, and you like what we're doing and you want to support, get with us. Just the same way we did last year. If you come on board as an advertiser, a sponsor, whatever you want to call it, on the podcast, you will also be a sponsor of the show. Why do you want to be a sponsor of the show? Well, that gets you in for free. That will get you one car in for free. It will also get you a goodie bag. It will also allow you to build a trophy, give away a pick for your pick. Car clubs. Pre-registration is open, hotrodhangout.com. If you're going to bring more than 5 cars, get with me. There's a discount code. I'll give you the code. You put the code in. Now all of a sudden that $25 registration becomes $20. Unfortunately, we haven't figured out how to do it for 6 or 7. Yeah. So you got to buy it in bundles of 5. But if you get with me, then I can just do it. I have special tickets that I could sell you for the $20 pre-registration. Yeah. That does not apply day of.
No.
Sorry. But we're looking forward to a great show. We're going to have food vendors again. Yep. Any car show entry also gets you a discount into the museum. Johnny Jalopy, we're meeting with him, I believe, tomorrow or first of the week. And he will be doing the logo again.
Whoop, whoop.
Also, if you bring a car out and you have an awesome story and you win our podcast pick, I'm saying this out loud so we don't forget to, please hang around so we can pull your car away from everybody and get some pictures of it, because if the show continues, which that will depend on how it looks at the end of the day. If the show continues, your car will be the logo for 2027. And we always do it as a benefit. This show is not for us to make money. My goal is to break even or make a little bit that we can donate to spreading the love. Mr. Sean Rose with Rose Metalworks. Have to confirm, but I believe he'll be in the house. Yeah. Doing B-roll demos. He may give you a panel and let you roll some too. I hope that some of the advertisers that we have will be in the house. Make sure you go support all them. But really, the show, if anybody's not familiar with last year's show, or if you're just like, oh, what's the show? What's the show? You keep saying show. It's not a participation trophy show. It's not a trophy show. It's not a trophy hunter show. This is meant to mimic pulling up in front of Big Daddy Don Garlett's garage and hanging out. We learned a lot last year about roping stuff off to create space. Yeah. And We're going to do a little bit better with parking because last year it was kind of just a free-for-all. You can park wherever you want. This year we're going to try to kind of move everybody together and kind of make it more of a congregation and not just a park wherever you want.
Yeah, make you walk a football field to
we
go from one end to the other.
I don't want it to be organized as in like I'm not going to paint parking spots.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be as separated as it was last year. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time. We will have merch, show merch, and podcast merch. Like I said, pre-registration comes with a goodie bag. There's going to be raffles. I believe that there's some bigger ticket items that we're going to auction for spreading the love.
Yep. LUV.
LUV. Just like a Chevy Love truck, because it'd be cool if you brought the truck too. Might have to arrange that.
Well, it depends on what he's got to pull the trailer with.
They'll pull it with a full-size truck. That'll be if he can fit it in the trailer.
Yeah.
But maybe we can work something out. But our 3 awards will be podcast pick. And just to explain that a little bit, it is not the coolest, best looking car there. It is the coolest, baddest car there with a story. It might not necessarily be everybody's cup of tea, but it is a guy and his girl, guy and his wife, his buddies, something or other. They beat on it and they made it work and they're there. Our lady owned will be Ashley's pick. Basically, if a lady drove it in or a lady owns it, that could be Ashley's pick. The reason that we say lady owned or lady driven is it's more lady driven because on the title, the 54 is mine. But that's Ashley's car.
Well,
especially now. Especially now. I'm collecting cars over here.
Well, it's only mine for now, too.
Yeah. It could be yours. And then furthest distance driven.
On the road, not on a trailer.
Yes.
Unless you bring something else on a trailer, pulling it with something cool.
Yes. And basically that's to eliminate the show car guy or a guy that could have drove the car there, puts it on a trailer and drives it. I understand that not everybody is as crazy as us, but last year's furthest distance was a car from Oklahoma, went to Missouri, picked up a chassis research modeled after a chassis research car, hand built by the owner that was also there. And then they drove from Missouri to the show. And then our show to Why Not Fab Shop to get a hitch welded onto it so they can make it back home.
Yep.
Misty and Randy Jackson from the Gasser Garage. I don't know if they will make it again this year, but we are hoping that they do. And if they do, y'all got some competition.
Yep.
Because they'll be driving. I do, and I haven't talked to Ashley about this, so this will be a live on-air conversation.
Oh, boy.
Do you want to do a club participation?
Like pick a club that shows up, you mean?
No, like the most cars there from said club.
I mean, we could.
And not you went in the parking lot and slapped stickers on the back of somebody and claimed it was a club.
Well, I mean, there's talks of a couple different clubs coming, so we could do that.
Yeah.
We would have to organize the parking to be, okay, this club over here, it would have to be sectioned out by clubs.
So, it's a good idea. We'll do that.
Okay.
So,
I'm glad we had this talk.
we had this conversation live and on air. Club participation. We're going to do another skateboard. Say club participation on it. Mm-hmm. The only thing that I'm going to ask y'all is please, please, please pre-register at least some of your club.
Yeah.
I understand that, you know, people can't commit, you know, or you don't want to commit, but please, 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 please pre-register something, and we'll try to not rope off, but either roll in together or let us know ahead of time so we can kind of try to not isolate, but group y'all together.
Yeah. Because, again, we don't want everybody so spread out that it's a haul just to walk from one end. But at the same time, we want to make sure everybody that wants to hang out together gets to stay together in the show. So, I mean, I feel like in our last show, people did that, but it was just around the outskirts of it. Everybody had their own little...
Yeah, and so we want to get... I want to fill the middle in.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to fill it from registration out.
Yeah.
Some people registered and then they drove like the furthest away that they possibly could.
Yeah.
Just rude. And then some people like tried to get as close to us as possible, and that was cool. Mm-hmm. This show, we are going to work it a little bit different this year. I want to be able to walk around. I want to be able to talk to people. And I want Ashley to have that same experience. Last year, we didn't really get a chance to walk the show together.
No.
Which, you know, again, growing pains, we're learning. If you have any ideas, constructive criticism, reach out to us. No, I'm not lowering the price. No, I'm not changing who we're donating the money to. It's spreading the love. It benefits cancer. Sorry if you don't like cancer. Well, or if you like cancer and you don't want to support trying to get rid of it, I'm sorry, but that's what we're choosing. It's a fun time. It's supposed to mimic hanging out with your buddies.
Yeah.
You're going to see cars from the new form of Rat Rod all the way up to newer cars with performance mods, to customs with a K, to OEM car, or to numbers matching original cars, muscle cars, trucks, lowriders, mini trucks,
lifted trucks.
I mean, there's going to be everybody. And that was the one thing that I feel like we succeeded on last year, was we didn't want it to just be a classic car show.
Yeah.
Yes, we mess with old stuff. Hey, I now have the newest classic car in the yard.
Yeah.
Went from having the oldest to the newest.
Well,
technically, I still have the oldest and the newest.
Yeah, overall.
Technically, all of them, but
there is one car in this yard.
We may, if we get a lot of interest, we may open it up to bikes. Mm-hmm. With the no participation trophy, no top 30, nothing like that. Please don't expect to come. We're not doing an award for best paint. We're not doing an award for best interior. Not saying that one of our sponsors isn't building a trophy or painting a trophy for best paint or best interior or any of that. That's their choice.
Yeah.
Car clubs. Another thing with car clubs. If you are a car club, build a trophy. We're going to do this a little differently next year. About 20, 30 minutes before we're going to start doing awards, we're all going to get together. So one representative of all of the clubs, one representative of all of the sponsors, one representative, or both me and Ashley are going to get together and have a conversation. And I'm going to tell you who's getting an award. If one of yours matches up with that, pick somebody else.
Yeah. We'll plan that part out a little bit.
Yeah.
More organized than we did last year. But
yes. And it was
another growing pain.
Yeah. It was learning.
Yeah. It still worked out in the end.
Yeah. All right. Hold that thought. And we're back.
Whoop, whoop.
I had to go handle some paperwork real quick, but we're back.
Oh, yes.
So, that pretty much covers the show. Any questions, you can reach out.
Yeah.
A lot of people are pre-registered. Really, really appreciate that.
Oh, yes.
Kind of gets an idea. Look forward to having a good time.
It'll be a good one. We learned from the last one, and
oh yeah,
we've got help this time.
And honestly speaking, I'm not saying that it's going to be perfect this year.
Yeah.
We are still, sometimes I'm my biggest critic. So everything that I do, I want to be the best I can. Mediocrity sucks, but I also have to take a step back and go, hey, homie, this is your first one.
Yeah.
And we learned a lot.
Yes.
On the backside, on the day of stuff, there was some learning.
Yeah.
But I feel like we have the right people this year. We have a great support system that's going to make the show better. Mm-hmm. Ideas. We got some good information that we're going to put to use. And we also got some information that was, hey, if you don't like it, don't come.
Yeah.
But really, it's a fun show. There's going to be awards, that we give out, that clubs give out, sponsors give out. There'll be giveaways. But really, it's about meeting with people. I want this, when we first started this, I wanted it to be a destination show. So, South Florida guys, come up.
Yeah.
We only run into y'all, every few months. So let this be one of those few times. Out of state guys, show up.
Come to the museum.
I mean, yeah. If you've never been to the museum, at least come for that.
Yeah.
The discount and the goodie bag pays for your entry. And if you're anything to do with cars, one of the museums, whether it's the drag race or the classic car museum, there's something in there for you.
And the first time you took me there and I saw the buildings, I was like, oh, okay. Like thinking, but the amount of stuff and cars that he has packed in there is inches away from each other to pack them all in there. I'm still waiting for him to get a 27 in that second.
He had one.
He did?
Yeah, 27.
I thought the 27 was the... Oh, okay.
No, he had 27. Oh. I think it was actually in his garage.
Oh, so we didn't see it that day that we went.
No, I think we... Did we not? Mm-mm. I thought we talked to Chris and Chris walked us around the shop. Anyway.
That was the day we went. That was the day we went up to sign the contract.
Gotcha.
That we met with Chris.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, if you've never been, you should come up, check that out. It's definitely a fun time.
Yeah.
And
Florida in January, beautiful weather. Come on.
Yeah, it's way better than pretty much everywhere else.
There's none of that white shit on the ground.
Definitely none of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say better than everywhere because there's a place out in California. I'm pretty sure it feels pretty fucking good in January too. Because it was real nice when we were out there for the West Coast show.
I remember a couple mornings you calling me, and it's
it was
a little chilly.
It was a little chilly, but that was the one thing about the West Coast stuff. It was like 45, and like for me, even though I've always been from Florida, like I'm not the long pants guy.
Yeah. And
it was 45, but it wasn't 45 here. It was different 45. Like t-shirt and a pair of shorts, or throw the hoodie on for an hour.
Yeah.
And then it's 65.
Well, and they don't have as much humidity out there.
No.
So I feel like the humidity just makes everything stick. So if you're hot, it sticks to you. If you're cold, it sticks to you no matter what.
Well, if they could get the state to stop burning down and, rioting and all that stuff, like, I'm game.
Rioting.
Because
it's a peaceful protest.
Their car culture is, I'm hoping to get some of them guys to come this way.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yes.
But, I made a bunch of connections out there, and, we're going out there, so maybe they'll make the trip the other way. Scotto, get on that.
I know, he connected you with like half the state.
Yes. Big shout out to Scotto. Thank you so much for the heads up. And big shout out to Ken Sainer with Bad Idea Customs. And Uncle Brian from the Hometown Hot Rodder. Brian and Ken are the two that we're bringing stuff to the West Coast next year. It's a friendly build off. I got love for both of them, but really it was just an excuse for the three of us to get back out there again. Mm-hmm. So I will be bringing a 62 Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
And we'll be cruising.
And we driving it. So
with room for suitcase and
yeah, we'll actually have luggage and when it gets closer, we'll kind of update a route and how we're going to do it. If multiple people go, some people have expressed interest in going with us from Florida. If they go out with us, then we'll probably try to make a dedicated route. If it's just me and Ashley, we're probably going to drive till we get tired, get a hotel, and see where we end up.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll make it into San Maria a couple days early or something and go get some tacos. I'm really ashamed that I did not eat any tacos while I was out there.
Jeez.
I know.
Gotta go get tacos and you gotta take me to barbecue.
Santa Maria barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta experience that together because you talk too much good stuff about it. So we gotta
go. That food was delicious.
Yeah.
Just don't look at the menu.
Don't
look at the prices.
Well, we'll put that in the budget.
But it's also California.
Yeah.
So there's a premium.
Yeah.
I think me and Brian took the 55 and the Woody to go get gas the first night we got into California, and it was like filling up my diesel truck here.
Oh.
And it's a little tank. I think it was I think we cut it off at 45.
Jeez.
And neither one of them cars have real big tanks. The 55's probably got a Michelangelo size tank.
Oh. Okay.
And I think the most I've ever put in Michelangelo was $20.
Jeez.
So.
Oh, my Lanta.
But that'll be a good time.
Yeah.
So if you want a sneak peek of what the body of the Cadillac's going to look like, you can see that at the Hangout.
Yep.
Once it goes to Psycho Fab in Adel, Georgia, Mr. Psycho Simmons, once it goes up there for paint, that car will vanish.
Yep.
Until we are leaving. I'll see it.
Yeah.
And I'll have to not drive it and not want to take pictures of it. there probably will be a photo dump the day we leave.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because I'm probably going to take 85,000 pictures of it.
Oh, every day when you walk out to work, you're going to take a new picture of it.
But super excited. I don't know if y'all can hear it in my voice, but this car belongs at that show.
Yeah.
I'm not forcing myself to do something to a car that doesn't really fit it. I mean, I was going out there and I was still going out for blood, but that's just, there's been quite a few people in the last, I would say, month that I've had some deep conversations with, and, you know, the whole negativity shit doesn't really get anything done. And I'm super positive. And I'm also super positive that the 62 Cadillac's going to go, and it's going to win People's Choice. And fingers crossed, it's going to win a West Coast Customs Cruising National Trophy.
Yeah.
And my mom and dad are going to be there. So that's even cooler. And my baby's going to ride with me, which is even cooler. No offense, Brian. I love road tripping with you, bud, but
I'm a better passenger.
my passenger princess, you know, something about the boobs.
I really am.
So, looking forward to that trip. And, you know, and I'm also not stupid enough to think that we won't have some weirds along the way.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
It's in our nature.
But fuel injected LS and overdrive transmission,
yeah,
will definitely fit the whole less issues than carburetor on a small block, or two carburetors on a small block.
My only problem is don't fall asleep too much in the passenger seat, because those seats are pretty damn comfortable. I just got to say that again.
I got something to keep you awake. There's something planned for that car that'll
keep me up.
Yeah, it'll keep you up. The exhaust, that motor should sound pretty good through a set of Flowmasters.
Yeah,
there should be a little bit of wop wop.
A little bit
of wop wop. But so we've covered the cars, covered the plan for the cars.
Yep. Covered the show. Covered the other show.
Doing damn headlights in a 2014 Dodge Ram right now.
Yeah.
Headlights are nice.
They are nice looking.
Unfortunately, it's got a converter wiring harness in it, and one of the wiring harnesses decided it no longer wants to be a driving light harness.
Wants to be difficult.
So I got one light out.
Yeah.
But the light works, because it works on turn signal, but it doesn't work for driving light.
No.
So had to order a harness, so my truck looks like it threw up out there. But the headlights do look good.
Yes.
I just unfortunately can't put them in until I get the harnesses.
Yeah.
Or harness. But yeah. Oh, Dad sold the 34.
Yeah, you did.
The little blue truck is no longer in the family.
Yep. Now he's got a nice little change in his pocket.
Got a little chunk of change, and either this weekend or next 2 weekends from now, if he's waiting on me, we'll go down and get it, and go down and look at something pretty special. Some listeners of the podcast, some of the fans, followers, whatever you want to call them, friends on Facebook will know the car. Not going to jinx it, just the same way I did with the Cadillac, because, yes, when I talked to Mr. Josh Rowan, I knew I was going down to get that car. I just didn't want to jinx it. So we'll either me and him will get together and go down and pick the car up. I think he was going to try to go down this weekend, but I don't know if they're going to get together. Car's pretty special. A little different than kind of when he sold the truck, he kind of gave me parameters on what he was looking for, and kind of sent him this one like, oh yeah, it's cool. Not thinking that, you know, it would be the car. But Mom likes it.
Yep.
And I like it way more than the ad now. He made a little bit of changes to the car, and that'd be cool. If we can figure out how to get it back up here, and my dad's was looking for a muscle car, 60s era car with a small block, an automatic transmission, and AC, and this car has all of the above.
Yep.
So that'd be super cool if we can get a hold of that. The owner I know listens to the podcast. If I have to, I don't really want to do it on the 4th of July, but if I have to and other stuff doesn't work out, then we might be able to work something out next weekend. I'm hoping to get the Cadillac on cribs and be able to start getting her all pieced together so we can get the motor and trans in it and make it wop wop.
Yep.
And borrow a trailer to get it to the exhaust shop, because I'm not going to try to donate that. I don't think I'm going to try to do it on our trailer. Although I may, if it drives, I may drive it up on our trailer. But pushing it on our trailer is a no bueno.
Yeah, no, let's not do that.
We don't have any downhill.
No.
And our trailer has about 2 inches of room on both sides.
Yeah. Which is like a sea hair when you're actually getting it on the trailer.
And it's about 4 foot shorter than the car is.
Yeah.
But
that was a fun drive home.
Hence the putting headlights in.
Yeah.
Although everyone else was doing like 35, 42. So it wasn't just us.
Oh, no.
They could just see through the rain. I couldn't see through the rain either.
We couldn't see through the just sheet of rain in front of us. But, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of experience driving trailers, but, like, I could feel it back there.
It did not like 35, 40 mile an hour.
Yeah.
It was very bumpy.
There were some spots where I, like, had to do a double take to make sure it was still back there, because I'm like...
Oh, trust me. I had an eye on it.
Oh, I know you did.
I had one eye peeking on the mirror and one eye out the window.
I have full faith in you that you were keeping an eye on it, but even my heart sank a couple times.
Once we got up on 75, though.
Oh, yeah. But then slowing down when we had to, it was...
It liked 70, 75. It liked it.
I wonder why.
It was smooth. But 45, 50, it did not like. No. It was just the way the car had to be loaded on the trailer. Yeah. There was a lot of weight behind the car, or behind the tires of the trailer. So, yeah. But we got it home, got it unloaded. Still going through trim.
Got trim for days.
Yeah, we got enough trim for. So, if you're looking for 60s era, 62-ish, 61, 62 trim, I don't know if it fits anywhere else. Yep. Reach out. Also, if you have some intimate knowledge between the differences of a 61 and 62, I have a question about a part for a 61 that I would like to put on my 62. So reach out if you know 61 and 62 Cadillacs. Even though this has been the bucket list car, I haven't deep dived on compatibility between years.
Yeah.
And if you know 61, 62, you know there's only like 3 things that you can change between those 2 years. So it's one of those 3 things. But I got some interesting plans. Psycho Fab will be painting it. Mr. Psycho Simmons. If that name sounds familiar, he was on the podcast.
Yep.
He has the Green Mile Lincoln Continental. If he don't hold me getting a Cadillac against me, I won't hold the fact that he's got a Lincoln. Just kidding. That car is sick. Looking forward to, making some other connections. When it gets closer to needing the interior and stuff done, then got a couple guys I'm going to reach out to. A couple people that have reached out and expressed interest in wanting to help. I really do appreciate y'all. Is there anything else that you want to say before we get out of here, baby?
I don't think so. I think we covered everything. The caddy, the shows, the fun adventures.
All righty. Well, if you ain't got nothing else to say, I say make sure you go show Why Not Fab on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok some love.
And go check out Throttle Attic using the code word HOTROD for 15% off.
Make sure you go show Johnny Jalopy some love. Facebook, YouTube, JohnnyJalopy.com.
And, of course, you got to go show some love to the Brahmaga Media Empire, low-income clothing and low-income photos on Facebook and Instagram.
And also, shout out, man, I'm proud of you for the weight loss journey, man. You are killing it. Make sure that you go check out Wrenching for the Future on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And also the newest supporter homie, Psycho Simmons with Psycho Fab. You can find him at Psycho Lincoln or Psycho Fab on Instagram and Psycho Simmons on Facebook. So next time, guys, get out and drive your shit.
See ya.
Later.